Now that equal to x1 all over what? P2. Okay? So now, what have we done here now? We have substituted equation 1 and 2 so that we can get 3 and what? And 4. So now we come in and we say, now you can say equation 1 is equal to what? Equation 2. Okay? So to do this, what we have here to equation 1, firstly you said now that equal now that, right? Because the now that we form. So the first now that for equation 1 is what? x2 all over what? P1, which is equal to the second now that is what? x1 all over P2. So in this case, to get the value of x1 and x2, what you do is that you come here and say what? Cross multiply, right? You do like this. So what we have here? We have here x2. Are you there? We have here x2. Now, okay, you have P2. Because P2 times S2 gave you P2x2, which is equal to P1 times S1 is what? P1 x1. Okay? So we want to find x1. So what we'll do is that we divide both sides by P1. We divide this side by what? P1. So P1 cancel. P1. Now what we left here? Now we left it here with what? X1, right? Which is now equal to what we have here? P2 x2 all over P1. So for this, it gives you equation what? 4. Then we now move on by taking the same thing that we did here, by saying that P2 x2, because you know that we still cross multiply because we're finding 1 and 2. Alright, so you take the same function here, P2 x2 equal to P1 x of 1. Okay? So now we want to find what they call x2, which is the second commodity. So in doing so, we divide both sides by what? P2 and divide this side by what? P2. So you'll notice that P2 cancels P2. So therefore we have s of 2, which is equal to P1 x1 all over P2. I hope you are listening and following. So this is the value of what? X1 and what? X2. Okay? So this gives you equation what? 5. And then, I guess that you still have another function here to derive, which is the another function. Okay, class? So we come like this. I guess that you already have this, but I'm just going over it because the lecturer gave it to us, but I'm just going over it, right? Alright, so let's come here. So in this case, now you say substitute equation 4 and equation 5 into the budget constraint. Are you there? Into the what? Budget constraint. And the budget constraint has to do with what? Again, what we have here for NANDAT, the budget constraint, we have M, right? Minus P1 x of 1 minus P2 x of 2, okay, P2 x of 2 to now be equal to what? 0. Alright, so now we come at this. So here now we have M. So you bring our M down, minus, here we have P1. Why is true that it gave us S1 and S2? But firstly, you have to place in value for S2 because in order for you to get S1 first. Because you have to find S1 and S2. So now I want to get S1 first. So bring S1 down. Then we say minus P2. Parentheses open. What is the value they're giving for S2? What is the value they're giving for S2? So you come to this, you say, parents, let's open. X2 here is what? P of 1, X1, you there? Again, P of 1, X1 divided by what? P2. So you say P of 1, X1 divided by what? P2. Then you reclose it. So now be equal to what? To 0. So I want you pay keen attention here, please. So now what we'll do here is that we cancel P2 and that of P2 here. Okay? So in this case, we come here now and say M right minus P1 X1, which is constant, then minus, after you cancel this and this, you already know that here is 1. So 1 times the value in here is just the same value as what? P1 X1. That is to say, P1 times 1 is just P1, X1 times 1 is just what? X1. So now we equal to what? To 0. I hope you understand. Alright. So I'm erasing this. Okay? So in this case, here now we have a monetary income. Negative P1 X1 minus P1 X1. So you will notice that what? Here is negative here already, we'll bring it down. So you will notice that we have two different P1 S1, P1 S1. So this and this, it will give you what? 2 P1 X1. Because this and this are 2. Then you take this in constant and bring it down. So now be equal to what? 0. Alright? So, therefore, we want to make X1 the subject. So in making X1 the subject, we have to send this M across. So meaning that it will be negative 2P1 X of 1 equal to what? This M here, if we send it across, it become what? Negative what? M. Are you there? So because you want to find S1, what you do? You divide both by negative 2P1, which is here because you want to find S1, and you divide this by negative 2P1. So this will now cancel what? This. I hope you are listening. So therefore we have S1, which is now equal to negative, cancel negative. So therefore you have what? M over 2P1. So this is the value for S1. Then we now come now to find the value now for what? For X2 using the what? The budget constraint. Okay? So in using the budget constraint, firstly I want you to know, budget now has to do with the scope of what? Marginal rate of substitution, we have to deal with what? In different cases. Alright? So we come here. So we now say M, right? The same constraint, M minus P1 X1 minus P2 X2. So now be equal to what? 0.